Now, weather with your First Coast News storm experts, powered by AC Designs.
Well, it is a monster weekend on the First Coast as Monster Jam kicks off at Everbank Field this weekend. Thousands will pack the stadium throughout the weekend. 350 dump truck loads of dirt now fill the stadium. Tickets start at as low as $15. And our Tim Deegan joining us now over there at Everbank.
Beautiful night to be out there, Tim.
It is a beautiful night out here at the bank. Oh, I'm sorry. Practice is over. I guess I don't have to yell. They just finished practice, and the speakers work. The engines are cranking, and if you have someone in your family who likes loud noise, this is the place to be. I do have to tell you, as a Jag fan, looking at the field here for Monster Jam, this is the first time I've been in the bank since the playoff run, so it's kind of wild. You know, Anthony, we did some numbers on your 350 dump loads of trucks. Now, I remember when I was a 5-year-old and I had Tonka dump trucks. I mean, just sitting in the stadium watching 350 dump trucks come in would be cool. But we did some numbers. So that 350 dump trucks, that is 6,000 tons of dirt. That's 12 million pounds on our playoff grass. But I'm being told that our playoff grass is going to be just fine. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Philip has given us a beautiful shot of the bank on, as you mentioned, Anthony, a beautiful afternoon. Now, I do have to be technical here and say, yes, if we include all of the First Coast, there's a couple very isolated showers. But I can tell you, after the last look at radar, 99% of those showers are now offshore, and they're headed up towards Savannah or Charleston, and/or they're out toward the Swanee, and they're headed up toward Tallahassee and Valdosta. So let's go to the headlines. I have had to put in there some isolated showers, but I'll tell you, folks, if you have outdoor plans this evening, forget about worrying about those isolated showers. And if you've been hearing all week long about how warm it is, but you've been too busy working or going to school, don't worry. The warmth will hold this weekend. In fact, the consistency of the warmth will probably, in fact, it's almost a guarantee, even though we have a cool front arriving on Tuesday, will probably make this the warmest February ever recorded here on the First Coast. Let's talk about the Monster Jam itself. Now, of course, the main event is during the evening, but I can tell you from experience, I can remember, gosh, almost 20 years ago, my 5-year-old nephew coming here, and it was just as much fun late in the afternoon and the evening as, well, maybe almost as much fun as the main event. But I must admit, once it gets dark and it gets loud, the main event is pretty good. Maybe before you come out here or whatever your plans are, you want to reach the beach. Notice the beach will also be warm as well. There'll be a mixed bag of sun and clouds, but once the sea breeze kicks in, there'll be some nice sun out around the beaches. So weekend weather for all of us, it's going to be warm. Yes, there will be a cool front approaching, might cause a slight uptick in showers and thunderstorms over south central Georgia, but I really wouldn't worry about that. For most of us, it's going to be a warm, dry weekend. Now, the cool front is on the way. Transition day will be on Monday. That's when showers and thunderstorms will increase just a bit. Then Tuesday, we're going to cool down. Now, note, for those of you that did some early spring gardening because you wanted to, well, get your plants out there early because it is warm. And admittedly, this is an early time to plant sensitive plants. At least the first front that's going to come through on Tuesday, no problem. It's just going to knock temperatures down to more seasonable levels. Even this upcoming March weekend, we're going to have some cold north winds blow into the area. That is, I think you're going to feel it cold. But even this upcoming March weekend, when I say upcoming, the first weekend in March, we're talking 10 days away, that's going to feel cold. But at least within the next 10 days, I don't see a threat of frost. So certainly for those of you that did some gardening east of I-95, you're fine. For those of you that both garden and come to Monster Truck Jams, it looks like a great weekend.